Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Solar Tech.
Yes, we are going to get another foldable phone in the marketplace with the Google Pixel Fold. And if you have any doubts whether it's still speculation or rumors, simply go on Amazon. In the search bar, type in Google Pixel Fold case or cases, and you should see at least one there. So that is added reassurance that the Pixel Fold is definitely coming onto the market. And as you can see, those who made the cases need to know from the phone manufacturers well in advance that the phone is coming to markets. And as you see, the cases are already to be, well, they're already selling basically. Yes, I'm a big fan of folding phones for their productivity level, and I have no doubt that this one is going to be really, really nice. Okay, so let's have a look at some renders that have been circulating over the airways. And initially, just visually looking at this, we can see that the Pixel Fold is definitely shorter and wider than the current Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series. Now, looking at the inside display, yes, looks like it's going to have thick bezels on the top and bottom. Again, until one sees it in person, we'll not know. But initially, I'm liking that because I'm pretty convinced that the camera, which I'm assuming is going to be under display, it may not be, but I like the way that it's embedded into the top bezels there, into the black section, so it doesn't stand out on the actual display itself. So yeah, I'm like, initially from what I'm seeing here, I'm really liking it. So it looks really, really good. Yeah, and again, like I said, it will close flush, so no dust particles will be able to get inside. Okay, now let's move on to some specs, rumored specs. So here we go. Price, it's going to be $1,800. Seems a bit steep, but it is what it is. External display, 5.8-inch screen. Obviously it's AMOLED, 120 Hz, that's really good. In the display, 7.6, again 120 Hz. It looks good. So it's going to be using the Tensor G2 processor. That's good. That's their latest processor. 12 gigabytes of RAM, storage 128 and 256. Obviously cameras, we know that Google cameras are really good, and it looks like it's coming in 2 colors at the moment. Again, these are rumored specs, they're not the definitive, but you can pretty much take it as a good guide. The other thing that I like about the upcoming Google Pixel Fold is that it means it's going to be competition for the likes of Samsung, because they do have competition, but it's limited. And by that I mean that you have really nice foldables, especially when they close flat, and then when folded, the outside screen looks like a regular phone, because you don't always want to open your device in a public place, and I think you should be able to use it as a regular candy style phone when folded. So the competition that you have, like I said, mainly coming from China. So you've got the Vivo X Fold 2, you've got the Vivo X Fold 2, I think just came out like on the 29th or 30th of April. So that looks really nice. Then you've got the Honor Magic VS, the Xiaomi Mix Fold 2, you've got the Tecno Phantom Fold, and you also have the Oppo Find N2. And again, what I like about those, you close them and they look like just regular candy style phones. So you're less prone to typing errors. And I think that's where Samsung have been slow to react. But now with Google, with their shorter but wider foldable device, I think it's going to be a wake-up call to Samsung. And also, let's not forget, in Q3 of this year, 2023, OnePlus, who are obviously, and Oppo, they show like parent companies, That's going to be interesting. They're going to be launching a foldable device, and that one I'm sure will be global. So I'm really intrigued to see what OnePlus come up with. I don't think it'll be exact replica of the Oppo Find N2, but really intrigued to see that. So again, beautiful, nice competition. Competition is healthy all round. Again, as I mentioned, you can have another foldable device, mainly say for the global audience, especially American audience as well. So that would be really interesting. One thing I will say is that where Samsung was still, they could probably still, you know, reign supreme is their software. There's no denying the software in the device is fantastic. It is second to none. You know, I don't like the hardware, but the software, whew, it is, yeah, I don't see anybody eclipsing that. But again, let's see what happens with the Google Pixel Fold. And what I like about the Pixel Fold as well is that it, again, just reminds me of the Oppo Find N2. It's what they call the golden ratio, which is ideal. So again, I'm really looking forward to seeing that device in person. Okay, in terms of, I wouldn't say dislikes, I think the word is reservations. I have about just a few reservations about the upcoming Pixel Fold. One of them is there is no stylus support. Now, that's not an issue for everyone. I'm sure most people don't use a stylus, but I use a stylus as a content creator. Foldable device, you know, like this, the Fold. It's like my office. I should be able to shoot to video, edit it, and I challenge anybody to tell me they can edit using their hand. No, for precision, you do need a stylus. So for me, any foldable device that I have must have a stylus. Again, just to repeat, doesn't mean that it's a deal breaker for other people. Absolutely, I'm sure many people don't need the stylus. And again, what I was alluding to earlier, maybe by the second or third iteration, Google will come, it may have a stylus support. So that would be interesting. So that's one reservation I have, that you won't be able to use a stylus with the device, which is a real shame. The second reservation I have is definitely the price at $1,800. Now it's still a little bit sketchy, because is that for the 256 gigabyte model? Is it for the 512 gigabyte model? Sorry, is it for the 128 or 256 gigabyte model? If it's for the 128, whew. So how much would the 256 be? And then if there's a 512, we could be looking at nearly $3,000. No. I think, as I just mentioned earlier, I like Google phones, but their software will not eclipse Samsung's. It will not. I've used both. It will not. So it shouldn't be commanding such a high price. But again, this could be just like I said, just rumored. The price may be cheaper. I'm hoping it is. And even with trade-ins, Google don't tend to offer generous trade-ins like Samsung do. So I still think whichever way it's going to be pricey. So we'll wait and see. And I guess the last reservation I have about the upcoming Google Pixel Fold is that if you go back in history, you will see the first iteration of any device is never the best. You know, it always takes about a few attempts before the product is refined, changes, modifications, adjustments are made. You know, again, just to corroborate what I'm saying, we all know that this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. We'll remember that the first one had a terrible cutout on the top right in the display, but now on the third iteration, you can see that you have an under display camera which is pixelated when you're using it, so it's very discreet. And then also, if my memory serves me correctly, on the Fold 1 and 2, you never had stylus support to use on the inner display. So this is what I'm saying, where the first iteration of any product is never the best. And even this, as I mentioned, this still has some ways to go before, for me, it's the finished article look. Cannot write on the outer display. definitely needs to be wider. Just also some other things before it will be the polished article. But like I said, the software, second to none. I've got to give it to Samsung. So who knows? Again, like I said, we shall see what will happen. So apparently there should be an announcement, I believe, by Google on May the 10th about the Google Pixel Fold. And again, these rumors, and then by maybe shortly afterwards, you can start to place orders for the Pixel Fold, and then it should be coming out, I believe, June 27th, thereabouts. So basically, watch this space.